Dear students, we will do module 37. In this module, I will give you some basic formats about computation of income from house property. So that will include computation of income from let out house property and self-occupied house property. First is we have to compute the gross annual value. See, we have computed up to expected rental value in the previous module. Now from expected rental value, this is step 1. Now second one is find out the rent actually received. Rent actually received meaning sometimes unrealized rent will be there. You have to reduce the from actual rent unrealized rent. You have to reduce. That meaning if 10,000 rupees is the actual rent, give actual rent receivable, but 2,000 is unrealized rent. That meaning we will take only 8,000 here. Now what is unrealized rent? Tenant has occupied the house, but due to some reason they may not have paid the rent. Sometimes it will be a dispute, sometimes loss of business, or sometimes they lost the job. They are not able to make the payment. So unrealized rent you have to reduce. That is step 2. Step 3, find out the higher value between 1 and 2. This is step 3. Now step 4 is find out the loss due to vacancy. Vacancy allowance. Vacancy meaning the house is not occupied by a tenant. See, always it's a 2-mark question. What is the difference between unrealized rent and vacancy allowance? Vacancy allowance you have to remember, if it's given in the question, condition satisfied, you have to accept that. You have to allocate that expenditure, or you have to consider that loss. Vacancy allowance meaning house is there but nobody has occupied the house. House remain vacant without tenants. Step 5 is step 3 value minus step 4. This is the gross annual value. So this is the gross annual value. Now next thing you have to remember, from gross annual value how you will compute the net annual value. This value less municipal taxes. Less municipal taxes, you will get the net annual value. So gross annual value and net annual value are important terms for the computation of income from house property. Now from net annual value you have to allocate net annual value less deductions under section 24. Under section 24. So here now deductions under section 24. Two deductions are there. One is standard deduction. One is standard deduction. If it's let out house property, 30% of net annual value. Whether the assessee has claimed or not, he will get it. It's a standard rate. Second is interest on borrowed capital. Interest on borrowed capital. So when we will reduce these two values, we will get the income from let out house property or self-occupied house property. Now computation of income from self-occupied house property, you have to remember net annual value is considered as nil. See, now we have allowed to have 2 house properties from assessment year 2021 onwards. 2 self-occupied house properties we can have. If more than 2 is there, then it will be considered as deemed to be let out. So gross annual value or net annual value will be considered as nil. So municipal taxes also we will not allow. Then standard deduction is not allowed because already net annual value is considered as nil. But interest on borrowed capital is allowed. So instead of income from self-occupied house property, it will be always loss from self-occupied house property. Now I have to tell you certain points about the deductions under section 24. Section 24, subsection A, 30% of net annual value is deductible irrespective of any expenditure incurred by the taxpayer. Usually they will claim fire insurance, premium insurance, repairs. We will not consider anything. Standard 30% is allowed as standard deduction for let out house property. Remember that it's not allowed for self-occupied house property. Section 24B is about interest on borrowed capital. This is allowed as a deduction if capital is borrowed for purchase, construction, repairs, renewal or reconstruction of the house property. Now important points regarding interest on borrowed capital. If this capital is borrowed for the purpose of purchase of land, sometimes purchase of land also is allowed. They can claim interest on capital. Even if the interest liability or if the construction is financed out of assessee's own funds. See, when you are learning exemption and exempted income, we will see that investment should come out of taxable income. Here it is, if it's invested out of own funds also, it is allowed as a deduction. Second is interest on borrowed capital is deductible on an accrual basis. If you are supposed to pay, if it's accrued to be paid, it can be allowed as a deduction. It can be claimed as a deduction yearly even if interest is not actually paid during the year. Now, deduction is allowable even if neither the principal nor interest is a charge on property. But usually banks will keep it as a charge on property. If you default it, they will sell the asset and they will recover their amount. Now, interest on unpaid interest is not deductible. See, for example, your loan is for 10 lakhs. Your interest liability is 1 lakh you have not paid. That meaning, then the bank will continue to charge interest for 11 lakhs. But you will continue to get only for 10 lakhs. This 1 lakh is not allowed because that is for unpaid interest. Now, no deduction is allowed for any brokerage or commission for arranging the loan. Please remember, some brokers sometimes they will tell that for getting housing loan, they will charge brokerage or commission. That is not allowed. Now, interest on fresh loan taken to repay the original loan is also allowed as a deduction. This rule I will explain this. So here, sometimes RBI keeps changing the bank rates. Imagine you have taken a bank loan, housing loan at 12% interest rate. After 2 years, housing loan will be always for longer period, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. Imagine after 10 years, bank interest rate has changed to 10%. So if you continue to pay at 12%, you are at a loss. So what you can do, you can close this loan and you can start a fresh loan. So if interest on a fresh loan to repay the original loan is also allowed as a deduction. Now, interest on borrowed capital is deductible fully without any maximum ceiling in the case of let out house property. So I have to tell this under section 24. Interest on borrowed capital for let out house property is different. For self-occupied house property is different. For let out house property, standard deduction always you remember 30% of net annual value. It will not be mentioned in the question, you have to provide. Second, interest on loan taken for the purchase, construction, repair, all this, any amount, actual amount without any limit is allowed for self-occupied house property. Now you have to remember, if it's for self-occupied house property, two conditions are there. If loan is taken before 1,499, the amount of deduction allowed is only 30,000. Condition is you have to get a certificate from the lender. What is certificate from the lender? That lender meaning that bank is giving that certificate. Now the second one is if the loan is taken after 1,499. So you have to remember up to 2 lakhs is allowed as a deduction. Conditions, you have to complete the construction within 5 years and you have to get the certificate from the lender. This is what I wanted to explain in this module. Happy learning. Thank you.